Hey guys, Coldbrew here. Welcome back to another raid video. Hope you're all having a great time with the Chimera. I think Chimera, other than the quiz, which is making lots of the trials work, is a content that is very much doable, not only from the whale account, but also from many players out there, from champions you might have gotten from fusions in the past, such as Newt. Newt is amazing for the Chimera. That's what I wanted to show for this video today. Not basically Newt, but basically enemy max health damage dealing champions. The horse is amazing. Marius is amazing here, and Acrisia. Don't look at this team as an example, but this actually, let me just find one team that is very similar, like this one right here. Enemy max HP works so well, and that's going to be the part of the team that I'll be showcasing today. Acrisia is insane for this one, but so is Newt, so is Marius. And the combo of champions together will get you to the 1 key for Ultra Nightmare. The majority of players might not reach it, but we still are like 2 weeks in to this content, so I'm not too fussed about it. We didn't get really Ultra Nightmare teams 2 weeks in for Hydra, so this content being brand new is pretty nice that we have teams already that can get the maximum chest, get the maximum rewards. Although you're not getting the maximum clash key damage, I think that's pretty okay. If I'm getting the top rewards, I'm very satisfied with this. Getting the top clash damage, that's gonna take a long while, which I'm not too fussed again about that is just competitive territory, which gives you these rewards. But these rewards are, well, they're also going to be part of the game for a long time. So what I want to say also is I'm also working on these bonuses right here for the live arena bonuses. You got to be saving your crest, guys, the same way that they've added the Hydra battles, Phantom Shogun, Sand Devil, Curse City. Basically these three, the Hydra I believe was there before. They will be adding, like 99% sure, for the Chimera. No concrete confirmation yet, but they will be adding it. So just save up all your crests. If you have about 10,000 or so, that's straight up upgrading all of the ignore defense, and that's key to everything. So the team I wanted to showcase is this today. Senna is insane for this one. She provides a huge continuous heal Terminator boost to the team, because continuous heal, when these are activated, she gives Terminator to all your allies by 5%. And then there comes Necmo Thar with his multiple turns, so he has a heal over time on himself. He gets his extra turn that basically feels Terminator through the continuous heals, and then the continuous heals that he provides, plus the increased speed, plus decreased speed, leech, decreased attack, makes Necmo amazing for this content. Plus fills his champion's Terminator by 5% each time a debuff on an enemy is removed, transferred, or expires. That happens a lot on these bosses with the changes that happen from their turns, from the changes to forms. It's just a Terminator insane, boosting team. You get at least like 3 turns, I want to say, for every one that the boss gets. And then we have the Acrisias. The Acrisias are nuts. And the Lydia comes in with the defense down, basically boosting everybody's damage. And the poison sensitivity helps if you do have poisons, but really we're looking for the block buffs and block active skills. And her ability to also place a fear, which helps a little bit with trials, but this is not really a huge trial team. The Acrisias do insane damage when they do have the crushing rend. I don't have it on a 6-star on this one yet, but once I do, I will have it. So let me show you the gear. The gear in the Acrisias is basically the same. I'm running Relentless on them, but I will be switching them soon to Merciless just to see the difference in damage from today's video. I do expect it to be like an easy 1 key, I want to say. So 100% crit rate, 316 crit damage, 280 speed is what we're looking at, plus all these stats with a 6-star, of course, and War Master. We're not running Hell Smasher here because I think eventually I'll be able to reach the cap of damage. It's very difficult to reach that without a defense down debuff. And then we also have the other Acrisia, which is very similarly built, I want to say, in terms of stats. A little bit, fixable here with the crit rate. I would say what I want to try also is more refresh accessories, but there's none on this account. Or I wanted to try shield accessories just to see if she is able to survive the ram form, which is the one that basically kills you with your damage dealers, but I highly doubt that's going to happen. We have Senna over here. I'm running a 9-piece protection on her, making Hydra like the MVP spot to be focusing on, guys, because the 9-piece protection not only gives you that good chance to protect them, basically 50% boost from here. It's 75, but it's a 50% boost from the chance you get there. So that's what I mean. And then you also get the 5% more damage per each buff placed by the wearer. So that helps the Acrisias do more damage, basically. Unless you reach a point where you don't even need this, it's still going to be very difficult to reach that cap of damage, especially with this Acrisia with the 5-star on her. I do have Marius, but I have him in a PvP build, so that's why I haven't used them yet. And then let's check on the Lydia. The gear that she's running, surprisingly, guys, is protection. I didn't have the ability to place Feral on her because she applies more debuffs than buffs. I do like the protected buffs, though. I like having the protected buffs to the team. Just helps everybody stay alive, and you still get a little bit of extra boost if you can. I've seen Feral sets work, and people say that they work better, but her build is basically protective, like survivability plus damage plus a lot of accuracy. You need that 450 to 500 to be on the safe side for this content. And then we're running the final one, Necmo, which is quite nice for this one. Running him in a Merciless plus Impulse. Okay, Merciless plus Impulse plus a little bit of accuracy. I couldn't push this higher. Stats, I couldn't push these higher. The key thing here, guys, is also defense. Because what you want to be having is the champion with the highest defense. You don't want it to be your reviver. So 3,500 on Senna. And then Necmo is with 4,500. And I think Lydia even has a little bit higher than that. Just to have like a sequence of champions. Because of one of the forms that basically targets your highest defense champion and just hits on it. And you're basically dead. So if that's your sole reviver, nothing will keep you alive. These 5 champions are by no means the meta champions, but I will say they are amazing. And especially Lydia is free to play. This team does insane damage. Just have a look at how much damage we'll do in just the first turn, okay? Before the boss even takes a turn, basically. So going in, applying all the debuffs, we're starting to hit with the Acrisias. If I got the extra turns, they're great. We're starting to hit them. Really, the damage ramps up when I start getting some hits in with the Cruelty Blessing. So that basically reduces the defense. So look at that, 3 million in 1 turn. And we still haven't started to ramp up. The defense down is there. It helps us a ton. But when the heal over times come through and they start being utilized, that's when the damage ramps up. I've seen 10 million in about 2 turns. Some lucky RNG here and there. If I had higher accuracy, maybe on the Acrisias for more defense down debuffs, I can definitely see that happening. But I'm already looking at 10 million in this 2 turns, right? And the one Acrisia only is really doing extreme damage. The other one, very difficult to reach that cap. The cap is not even 700. It just is much higher than that. I need way more buffs more frequently to stay on everybody. And look at this, 3 turns with 11 million. This team is just nuts. The heal over times are basically helping us get a lot of turn meter as the fight goes on. And the key thing here is to just keep this team going as long as possible. This team only has a problem on the Viper form. The Viper form is kind of nuts. The Ram form is also a little bit annoying, but as long as you got like a reviver, you're kind of okay for the most part. And the Viper form is just annoying because it steals your buffs. And if they steal something, like if let's say you're running a nude, you have to disable the A2 there. That's what I did on my main account. On this account, because there's so many options for champions that I could have used, this one was the best. So we're looking at 5 million per turn or so, 4 million per turn. And this just ramps up as we go. But once the form switches, that's where it kind of gets funny, because we die on the next form with the Acrisias. Everybody else is fine, but we just die for 5 turns. There's no way. I haven't found a way to keep the Acrisias alive. Blood Shield just didn't have on this account to try that. But I don't even think the shield is enough. I've tried disabling. Look at this. That's why you want to have Necmo with the highest defense. So he dies. There's the ally attack coming through. Kind of needs to find a way to keep these Acrisias alive because they hit themselves for too much damage. And the shield is nowhere close to being enough. So there she goes. Again, hits on the boss, and it's just, she can't stay alive. None of the Acrisias stay alive. But we're at turn count 8 with about 30 million. So we dropped to about 3 million per turn now for this run. And this is going to go basically for the foreseeable time. It only can fail on Viper, as I've said. So I'll let this run go. We'll see how much damage we get. I aim for 115 million basically from this team. So that's the 1 key on Ultra Nightmare. More than that is just extra, especially this week where we had all that hundreds of billions of damage dealt and points with different teams and all that kind of mess. I just don't care. I'll just run like the minimum key, but it's a minimum key in about 30 turns, which is quite amazing. So we'll see that run and I'll be right back, guys. And guys, as you can see, we reached the 1 key, which is 113 million, 113 million in about 26 turns. So anything on top of that is just gravy. It's extra. We are actually on the Viper form, which is very nasty once a champion dies. So yeah, that's why continuous heals are so nice, just to keep you topped off. Plus the leech helps a lot with the damage dealers to stay alive. We just reached the 2nd trial, which honestly, they do nothing. 3rd trial, honestly, the trials do nothing when they're like at 3. You don't get the top rewards. The top rewards is once the mythical ocular masses here, you just receive those. That's where you get the real rewards, the mythical ones to get the mythical, relics. So until then, you're just gonna be grinding on the lower trial damage, range. By the way, I changed clothes because I'm heading off to the gym. I'll let this run and we'll check on the damage in a bit, but the runs are quite fast, so I'm satisfied with that. Huge team potential. I will try different combos for future videos, but if you do like the Chimera content, guys, please leave it down below in the comments. Let me know on what kind of difficulties you guys are running, and I'll see if I can make even like lower team builds for the Chimera for all of you out there that might not be where the end game players are, the late to end game players are, where you have multi enemy max health damage dealers. So let me know, guys. We'll also see how much damage it does by the end, because I'll actually leave and let this run. All right, guys, so we're back. The key didn't finish on 65. That would have probably been about 20 or so more million damage if we think about 20 million per 6 turns or so. So another 10% on top of this one. Still a good run, 2.68 billion clash points. Considering the number of trials that I did, only 3, it's still good. Picking up this one, I think this should reset, right? This should reset on 16 hours. So doing the 8 billion in total, giving us the final epic gemstone, that's pretty nice. Overall, I think the Hydra teams are going to evolve. The ones with the higher trials are really what you're looking for in terms of end game, so you can maximize the potential to get an artifact. It's still going to be RNG, a lot of RNG, because of it's a crafting chance. But yeah, these teams are quite insane. Just showed you guys how Acrisia rocks this team, but the Acrisias really don't work without, I would say, Senna and her power to give so much turn meter, plus also what Necmo provides with the extra turns, plus turn meter boosting, plus speed down, speed up, all of that. And then Lydia provides survivability and increased damage, plus the block active and fear that she gives. So yeah, huge potential out of these teams. You see how different the Acrisias are, one with 116, the other one with 78, just because of Crushing Rend. So we're missing about 50 million, because of this Acrisia. And with Crushing Rend, she would be hitting so much more. So that was it, guys. Thank you all. I'll see you in the next one. See ya.